All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give the intro words to kind of get edited through and placed with the music. And then after that, we'll roll into the podcast. I'll do my introduction of myself and then introduce you. Do you want to use your first name or you just want to keep it? Well, I guess we kind of have to use your first name. At least Mark's going to be like, no, you should have used his real name. He's already been introduced. Welcome to the Ravens Whispers Across the Nine Realms, a podcast where Norse myth meets modern minds. We explore the realms of mental health, gaming, and community. One story, one conversation, one whisper at a time. Okay, so hello again. This is a new recording episode. What are we on? 5 now, I think. Let's see. Yeah, episode 5. Holy crap. And our scheduled recording date was the 14th, which was 2 days ago. So we're here on Tuesday, September 16th, recording episode 5. Our guest today is Opforguy, Scott Mitchel, the Director of Gaming Division, or Chief of Gaming Division. How you doing, Scott?
Yeah, doing pretty good. Allergies have been bugging me today.
All right, so those of you that have been listening for the last couple episodes, our interview style is we have a set number of questions that we kind of give our guest or whoever we're interviewing to give them a direction in which we are going to move in the podcast. Scott is no different. He has been given these questions well in advance, and so he had time to prepare. We also kind of talked right before and clarified some things to get moving, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be the shortest episode that you're ever going to hear.
Yep.
But let's try to get it at least an hour long. So when we get into these questions, please elaborate a little bit for us, okay? Give these guys these guys and gals something to listen to.
I'll try. I mean, was an instructor in the Army, so I'm always straight to the point.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, BLC was fun. All right, so question 1, your mental health journey. So for those that are just joining us with this question, we typically like to try to go into the nitty-gritty, the uncensored rawness of individuals' journeys who are willing to share. And of course, extending this to you as well, Scott. If there are things that you don't want to go into detail about, just say, hey, don't feel like really talking about that, and that's fine. We can cut it out. or we can cut out the question altogether and run seamlessly through. Same thing goes with any of the other questions we may ask. But question 1, your mental health journey. So kind of where you felt it began, how it progressed to where you are today.
I guess it pretty much started after I got back from Iraq. My wife noticed a change in me, and I kind of noticed a change. And that kind of went on for a while, and actually a few years before was diagnosed with PTSD. And so that, let's see, that was back at the end of 04, beginning 05 is pretty much when I got back.
So when did you go to Iraq? If we can get that real quick, just to give context.
I was there in 04.
Okay, so you went towards the middle time frame of the Iraqi part of the war, enduring freedom, or
Yeah.
Iraqi freedom. Sorry, because it's
OIF.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, it started 2001, right along with the initial parts of Afghanistan, because they kind of started concurrently to each other. However, OIF, Operation Iraqi Freedom, is the first half of the modern wars, or the GWAT era of America's conflicts. All right, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, no. It's all good. So yeah, came back. Then I went back to being an instructor at Fort Hood, training soldiers that are going overseas. And I mean, that just, I never really noticed too much, until I had a couple of breakdowns. Then that's when I really knew something was up. And you know how the Army tells you to ask for help if you're needing help and all that. Well, a lot of that was just check the block crap. I did go to my chain of command, asked for help. They were just like, "Oh, sure, we'll help you," and then nothing. It wasn't until my med board that started in 2013, because I was on a dead man's profile, couldn't do the push-ups, sit-ups, run, or even the alternates because knee, hip, shoulder surgeries. And when I went through the med board, that's when they were like, "Oh, you got PTSD." So that pretty much started the taking care of the problem.
That's when the Army was like, "Oh shit, he actually does have a problem."
Yeah, but it was more on the VA than the Army, because my unit pretty much, I lost a battle buddy to suicide.
Yeah.
And I was worried I was going to go down that road. And that's why I kept asking for help from my unit. And I just kept getting the runaround. But it was the med board that got me in the right area where I needed to be. So I finished the med board. They were like, "Yep, you're done. 24 years of service and you can't function anymore. Bye bye." So the VA has been, the mental health on the VA has been really good. My therapist, and what's the one that prescribes the medications? I can never remember. The psychiatrist or psychologist, one of the two, that does the medications.
I can't ever get them straight either.
I can't either. They've been working with me for a long time. It took a while to get, the right medications and everything, get everything balanced, and go in and have my appointments, talk to them and everything. And they're really good. They listen. They're non-judgmental, which I've had. Well, to backtrack, before the med board, my unit said, "Okay, we'll let you go to mental health." And when I went to mental health, they just pretty much blew me off. They said, "Oh, you just got general anxiety."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, but that's okay, whatever." But the VA was like, "Oh no, we're going to take care of you." So that is been getting better. I still don't like to go out. I take the wife to work, pick her up, and that's my extent of going out.
That is your touching grass is pretty much
Yeah.
just that.
Yep.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed a lot recently since my retirement that I don't like to people a lot in face to face. I get so irritated with everything.
One of my biggest things was like we would go out to eat, go to a restaurant. I'll be sitting there and I'd feel on edge. And then all of a sudden it's like someone just turns the volume up, the ambient volume. It's like all the talking in the background got so loud. Um, so that kind of limited my going to restaurants. I had a civilian job working at Darnell at Fort Hood, which I ended up losing it because of my PTSD. That was right about the time of my med board because I
Mm.
was in the reserves at that time. Um, so I lost my job because of the PTSD. I got to the point where I couldn't go into work. I'd call out every day.
Oh damn.
Plus, there was a lot more involved.
Yeah.
It's just the stress of everything, and I just couldn't go into work. And but all of that, I don't get the volume turned up when I go to a restaurant with my wife and in-laws. Um, Everything's becoming somewhat manageable.
That's awesome. That's fantastic to actually hear. Yeah, I know like with me when I have an episode like that, the wife actually has recently found like a way to either grab my shoulder or my arm like if I'm starting to have an episode like that, and it kind of checks me out of that a little bit and I'm able to
Mm.
refocus.
Yeah, I lean a lot on my wife. I mean, we've been married for 28 years. Um,
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, she's been my best friend, she's the love of my life, and she's been through this thick and thin with me and all the deployments.
Yeah.
But I lean heavy on her, just like what was it, a few months back. Her company had a fun day down in Austin at this. It's like a had arcades and games and bumper cars and go
Oh.
karts. It was fun as hell, but it was just being there with all those people. There was a couple times my wife's like, "Oh, why don't you go play that game?" I'm like, "No, I need you with me."
Hmm. Yeah, you started to realize that it was not good to be too far away, kind of thing.
Yeah, she's my anchor.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you have that support network with
Uh,
you.
yeah, I mean, even my in-laws are like my parents. They're great, supportive. My wife's very supportive.
Oh, that's fantastic. So compared to where you were when you first started to find out about, I guess, it being a problem to where you are today, how would how would you kind of rate yourself as far as when you first found out, let's say that's the lower side of it, or like around a 1 to where you are today as far as your journey, if we can just kind of get a roundabout.
I mean, I'm probably about 7 or 8. I've improved a lot. I still got stuff I deal with, but
Yeah.
I know how to recognize it.
And
Um,
that is a key thing. And I've told people all the time, like when you have an issue, the first thing you need to do is learn to recognize that it's going on or it's getting ready to go on. It's getting ready to happen.
yeah, I learned that from my daughter. My daughter has bipolar,
Uh huh.
and I forgot which one. It's the one that's the worst of the two.
More
And
aggressive type.
yeah, um, because she would get audible hallucinations and then manics and everything. And then she learned to identify those before they came in. So she kind of showed me how to notice things before they got out of hand.
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, and how old is your daughter now? If you,
She's 26 now.
so yeah, see, even you never know where you can learn new techniques from, not only just in mental health, but in anything. And it's amazing. And that's one thing that we strive for at TRO is that level of community to be able to help each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I've learned a lot from quite a few different members of Troa, the Realms of Asgard, but it's awesome. And I love helping people as well. That's why I've always shared my story and my journey, because to me, that helped me. That's one thing I learned is being able to share my story and being able to not necessarily relive it, but hear myself talking about it and the benefits of telling my story to help others realize that they're not alone. And
Yeah.
that's one of the kind of leading factors into why we decided to kind of talk about these types of questions and start the podcast, is to let everybody know that you're not alone. We're here because a lot of us have gone through similar internal feelings, even though the external stimulants are different. It still affects us in a very similar way. So it's always good to hear different perspectives, and just with yours, I mean, PTSD is a primary that you are willing to talk about, is letting veterans know, letting first responders and other people, civilians, know that it comes in different form factors. And without reaching out or seeking help, and it doesn't have to always be from a doctor, but just being receptive of the help as it comes can make a world of difference for anybody.
Yeah. Talking about it's the biggest step.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, I grew up with my grandparents. My grandfather was a retired lieutenant colonel in the Air Force, and I grew up on a farm. So growing up was basic training.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I was raised is you don't talk about your feelings.
Yeah.
You just, you know, you just don't do it, and you don't, you know, it's just you deal with it. And that took a lot for me to get away from doing, trying to hold everything in. That
Yeah.
was the biggest part.
And you say your grandfather in Air Force, but what a lot of the younger crowd won't understand is his grandfather was a part of the Air Force probably when it became the Air Force.
Yep, it was the Army Air Corps.
Yeah. So that's what I just wanted to make that distinction. It was a whole different world for the Air Force back then, and it wasn't technically the Air Force as a branch. It was a division of the Army at that point.
That and he was the eldest of 7 kids that
Oh
grew up in hard
yeah.
times. So it was the hardcore, you know, shrug it off, keep moving
Yeah.
type.
The silent generation, the boomer generation, where it's like, you broke your leg. All right, put 2 sticks around it, get some string, and keep going.
Well, I have a story that goes along with what you just said.
Oh boy. Okay, let's hear that.
It was on the farm. My grandfather was driving a tractor. It's one of those little Ford tractors,
Mm-hmm.
and it had a lift on the back and a platform. Well, we had a couple of hay bales, and I was riding on the back. Well, we saw a couple of Canadian geese laying in the field, so my grandfather stopped the tractor, lowered the platform, and we were sitting there watching the geese. Well, I was standing up on top of the hay bales. Well, a little while later, he starts the tractor, but the tractor lurched forward. So it flung me forward,
Oh
and I got
shit.
pinned between the back tire of the tractor and the lift.
Oh wow.
I was probably like fourth or fifth grade at this time. Well, he pulls me out because I was wedged in there. So he pulls me out and he looks at my right arm and he's like, grit your teeth together. I'm like, huh? He's like, put your teeth together. So I put my teeth together and go snap. He set my broken arm.
Oh,
And he's like, walk
shit.
back to the house and tell grandma to take you to the hospital.
Oh, damn.
So that's the kind of culture.
Holy hell. So,
I got to the, my grandma picked, put me in the back seat and we drove into Lebanon, Missouri, and to the hospital. And they did the x-rays, found out I had snapped both bones in my wrist. And the doctor's like, who set your arm? I'm like, my grandfather. He's like, he said it perfectly. And so I ended up getting a cast on that for a long ass time. But yeah, that was one of my farm stories.
okay. Yeah. See, when my father found me when I shattered my right arm, uh, I shattered about a quarter of an inch bone in both of my right arm, like both main bones in your right arm. I can't remember what they're called right now, but I shattered a quarter of an inch out of both of them because I landed with
Ouch.
my arm underneath me as I belly flopped the ground, falling 30 feet through a tree.
Oh shit.
And I ended up fracturing every major joint location, like wrists, ankles, and my neck when I was 13 because of that fall. And what did my father do? Who was in his about my age at that point? I think he was 42, 43. He picks me up, puts me in my bed, and calls my mother to come back from work to get me and take me to the
Oh
hospital.
wow.
So I probably laid in bed unconscious because of the fall and the pain for probably 4 or 5 hours until my mother got home. So I understand the hard times, but at least your grandfather was proactive.
Yeah. It was a long walk back to the house though.
It probably felt like 4 hours, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, that was definitely an era. I mean, granted, that's kind of the way my mother was. My mother, she was born in 46, so essentially right after World War II. And she that woman literally was push mowing acres of land the day before she passed away from a brain aneurysm.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So yeah,
Sorry to hear that.
it's been almost 20 years now. I mean, it was 2008 when her and my father passed away. But yeah, no, that's crazy. Well, okay then. All right, so being the Troa started out as a gaming community, and of course you were a part of Troa before I came around. For context, when did you join Troa? As far as the Discord and the gaming community side of it.
Oh wow. It was 4 or 5 years ago, I think.
Okay, so right about COVID time frame.
It was before that, so it might have been longer. Shit.
Yeah, because I think Mark said he started in 2017, so about 2019 then.
It might have been around 2017, 2018.
Oh, so damn near since the beginning, huh?
Yeah, it was somewhere around there. We just had gaming servers then. And then it kind of just went nowhere for a little while. And then just recently, when we started where we're at now, it just exploded.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so gaming. Question 2, your gaming journey. Now, I'm sure you got more to talk about with this, and I definitely want the nitty gritty on this one. So, the very first game you ever remember playing?
I can't remember if it was Spy Hunter or Pac-Man.
Spy Hunter.
Old arcade game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't even think I remember that one.
Yeah, it was like one of my favorite ones. And then Galaga and
Yeah. Oh yeah. Galaga. Oh yes.
yeah, I grew up in the time where the arcades were like magical,
That was
and
your getaway.
you had to have a pocket full of quarters.
Oh man, and they were in all the malls all across the US.
Oh yeah, I mean my first console was Pong.
Oh yeah, same. So yeah, I actually I don't know how many people have either seen it while I was away from my computer when I had the other angle on my streams, but I actually have an old Atari sitting on the shelf right next to an Xbox 360 and a PS4 that are displayed right now.
Mm.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I still got my Nintendo 64 and
Oh,
my games.
nice. All right, so
Spy Hunter and Pac-Man.
the original.
Yeah,
Okay.
arcade.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So going from there, from arcades to home consoles, what game and what time around your life kind of made you realize you were a gamer?
I Ever since I stepped into an arcade.
Okay, so since the 80s.
Yeah. I've always loved video games. When I was living with my dad up in Missouri, it was Hardin, Missouri. Me and my buddies would go to the gas station. I can't remember the name of the game. It was similar to Contra, but we would always go there on the weekends and spend all our quarters on that game.
Okay. All right. So, all right, now since we went arcade side,
Mhm.
let's go home console. What about, or what time frame did you end up getting your first home console that was yours?
Um, it's like 27 years ago. It's like the first year me and my wife were married. She bought me a Super Nintendo
Oh wow. Damn.
for Christmas.
Okay. What was the first game you played on it?
Oh, wow. I still have it somewhere, but I haven't looked at it in years because I don't remember what it was called now.
I'm making you reach hard into those memories.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a very popular game, but it was still fun. But I remember, well, my dad back in the days when you went to Blockbuster
Oh,
to get
Blockbuster.
movies,
Yes.
you could rent consoles, and it was the first Nintendo.
The
Um,
NES, baby.
yep. And he would rent those on for the weekend, and we'd be playing Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
That was
Wow.
like the main one we played.
Okay, so fantasy RPG. Well, fantasy. It wasn't really RPG back then because it was linear, but
Yeah,
all right.
but yeah, I didn't really start getting consoles until I was an adult.
Yeah, I hear you. I think I was well, the younger end of Gen X before the 96 changeover to making us elder millennials because I was born in 85. So we were actually so for those that don't know, if you were born in 1985, you are a Gen X, by the way. The millennial transformation didn't happen until the 90s, and then they switched it over to where you were considered a millennial because you still had technology before you graduated high school. That's why the change was made, which is dumb, but whatever.
Mm.
But yeah, so I grew up. My mom worked at Toys R Us back when Toys R Us was big.
Oh, that place was awesome.
Oh, it was magical, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I had NES, Super NES, a Sega, and then when the original PlayStation came out, or excuse me, Xbox, my mom bought me an Xbox one Christmas because I was actually super good. Surprising. I was a good kid. And so I got the Xbox and, LAN parties. Oh God. But yeah, so that was I was on the luckier side. I know it now, of course, that I got consoles and stuff. I never got the newest and greatest. With the NES, I had probably in the 90s $1,500 worth of NES games.
Wow.
Yeah, it was my mom spoiled me when it came to that NES. Granted, her and dad both played it too, so
that helps.
yeah. Um, okay, so now what got you into like multiplayer type gaming or community stuff as far as gaming side of life?
Well, yeah, at first it was always single player games because I was not very social.
Mm-hmm.
And, when I got older, had a lot of friends that gamed also. So that's when I started doing the co-ops and all that because a lot of games are a lot more fun when you got people in there with you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I play the first persons, RPGs. Shoot, I play a lot of different games.
Okay. So nowadays, what kind of games do you play on a regular basis?
I go back and play my Fallout games. I got them all. That's like one of my favorite um, series.
Uh-huh.
I got a few games I always go back to. 7 Days to Die was always a fallback in between new games. Dishonored, that's also another good series. Of course, the Doom games.
So did you hear that Fallout's actually talking about a new game now?
Yeah, Fallout 5. I just hope they make it co-op because that's what a lot of people want. They didn't want 76.
No. Yeah, everybody was hoping for a co-op version of Fallout 4. Now, you said Fallout was your favorite, so what do you think about the TV series on Amazon?
I love it. I love it. They did such a good job. The details in there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the creators of Fallout, they had the devs talking with the producers on how things should be and everything. So that was I think that's what helped a lot. And plus, I like it that it's in the Fallout universe and it's not based on any of the games. And everything in the series is canon. So
Yeah.
now I was super stoked when the rumors came out that they were going to come out with the season.
Okay. And they were talking about season 2 showing New Vegas.
Yes. I love New Vegas. That was a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, everybody loved the storyline of New Vegas. Of course, it suffered on the graphical side and the technology, but oh man, if they remake that, can you imagine how awesome that would be?
Oh yeah.
Or
I mean,
or they don't even have to
redid
remake it. They just got to put that area back into play.
Yeah. I mean, like what they did with Oblivion. They need to do that with Fallout 3 and New Vegas. I love 3. 3 was my favorite.
Yeah, I think I played New Vegas. So I played 2, 3, then I think I went back and played New Vegas. I say went back, but yeah. And then I ended up on 4, which is what I was playing when I started my YouTube channel back in 2015. And I actually, somewhere on my YouTube channel, there is actually a video where I did my Sanctuary walk around on 4, my base build, because I built on Sanctuary and I just enclosed it.
Oh yeah. That's one thing I loved about Fallout 4 was the you can build your communities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was like its own mini game within a game.
Oh yeah, especially you always had somewhere to go back to that was quite literally yours because you could decorate, you could make it exactly how you wanted to.
And then they came out with the mods. One of the biggest mods was Sim Settlements.
Oh, what it added more NPCs that could come in, and what else was it?
They would create their own buildings as long as you supplied them with materials. They would build their own towns, and you could put your followers in charge of that town.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah,
See, I didn't know about all that.
there's a bunch of them. I mean, it is a massive mod. Um, they got so many different installments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I stopped playing Fallout prior to 76 coming out, and I tried it and I enjoyed it. I played it for a little while, but 76 definitely was not my cup of tea. But I stopped playing Fallout 4 right after the vault patch where you could build vaults.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's when I actually stopped playing 4.
Yeah, that was a cool update because you can build a base within a base.
Yeah, and it was all vault style components and doors and everything else, so it had a little more futuristic versus the 70s or 50s style buildings.
Mm.
So yeah. Okay. And I know we were talking about this prior. So other than Raid Shadow Legends, uh hashtag not sponsored, what game is your big go-to today?
I don't know. I bounce back and forth a lot. Yeah, I just started playing 4 again, Fallout 4. Plus, I got the Far Cry series. So I bounce back and forth between all them.
Okay. All right. And then last question on the gaming side, as far as your games, what game or games are you looking forward to that are either scheduled to come out or they've kind of talked about coming out?
I'm not sure when it's coming out. It's called Light No Fire. It's the same people that did No Man's Sky.
Okay.
And it's
I
a fantasy, and it looks. I'm keeping my fingers crossed because
huh.
lately there's been great disappointments with games coming out.
Oh, tell me about it. Yeah, survival games have always been a good one for me. I enjoy like survival crafter games, and with
Green Hell,
Green Hell was interesting.
that
It just had a disappointment on follow up with that to me
mm.
compared to say Forest and Sons of the Forest.
Oh yes, I love those games.
So I thoroughly enjoyed those. Now if they kind of mixed the two together, that would be fantastic to me.
Mm. Yeah, those I love playing those. They're so much fun.
Oh.
Like the base building, and then you can build your defenses and everything, and yeah, plus the horror aspect.
Yeah, oh yeah. So now when with the close out the gaming side of this, what about gaming to you is beneficial for mental health?
Um, what helps de-stress? You can get your frustrations out on the bad guys in the video game, for one. Plus, playing with other people, that's a big part. You're not staying solitary.
Mm-hmm.
Um, play with other people online or friends, and it's just a good way to relax. Because I lost all my coping mechanisms. I can't run anymore. I can't hike. I can't do much outdoorsy stuff anymore. And video games have been helping as a coping mechanism with PTSD.
Yeah, I definitely hear that. I noticed recently in the last year since my back has started to really cause me problems that other than when it's not as bad now that I've got some meds and I get to hang out with the kids and go out and play with them more because I got little kids. But video games have definitely been that calm in that mental storm that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely agree with you on that. And then talking about the solitude side, I mean, the gaming world had such a flare up during COVID because everybody was stuck indoors 80% of the day. So that's when I saw a huge rise in gaming popularity too.
Yeah.
All right. So let's switch some gears a little bit. Because of your position with Troa being the chief of the gaming division, uh, what kind of brought you in? Why have you stuck around to this point in your own words?
Well, it started out with a friend of mine that was friends with Street. He's like, "Hey, why don't you come over to this Discord channel?" And then that's where I began my journey with Troa. I mean, it was good community. Loved playing video games, and now that we started the mental health and everything, it's just been one hell of a journey with it.
Mhm.
I like staying around because I do like helping people. If my experiences can help someone else, that's cool. I like it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there on that. And chief of gaming division, that was a little background for those that don't know. We kind of did an impromptu because Mark decided he wanted to kind of split the divide of the nonprofit versus the gaming side, which I completely accept. And as I've recently stated, he's trying to push me out of the creative aspect of everything. And that was partially of the gaming because I got brought in quick, fast, and in a hurry. And when we decided to split, of course, I guess he liked how I acted or treated or talked about situations, dealt with people. And we were like, well, Ops got a similar mindset. Why don't we make him in charge of all the gaming people? He's like, yeah, do that. He can use his army drill sergeant skills. I'm like, okay, sure. Not what I was going for, but all right. What were your thoughts when he told you were going to be in charge of everything gaming?
It was a bit of a surprise because at that time I felt like I wasn't doing enough for Troa.
Uh,
I felt like I was more in the background. I wasn't helping out enough. So that was a big surprise and a bit of a shocker.
and now you're at the forefront of it all.
Yep.
No, you're doing a good job. We gotta get your voice out there a little more to these people.
Yeah. Well, no, I got my office situated. I got my stuff squared away so I can bring out the knife hand.
There you go. And that big green wall.
Oh yeah.
So what was the point of the big green wall? If because I'm curious. I know you kind of mentioned it or an idea of why, but I don't remember exactly why.
Well, I like the color green,
Okay.
and I went to Sherwin-Williams to see what they had, and I found the color green, dark green that I like. And it just so happened that day they were having a sale on paint and brushes. So I was like, yes, please.
Nice.
And then on top of that, they're like, oh, yeah, you also get your 15% or 10% discount for being a vet. And I was like, wow. Okay. So I got a 30% discount and then another 10%. So I was like, yes, I will definitely get paint. And then I've been wanting to repaint this room because I didn't like the, I don't know, the yellowish white. I don't even know what
Oh,
color
yeah,
it
that
was.
canary yellow type.
Yeah, it was just dreadful and depressing.
Oh, yeah. Reminded you of all the bad times you were put in a corner and had to stare at that god awful color when you were in
Oh yeah, I
trouble.
was I was put in a corner a lot. I was a problem child growing up.
Oh man. Yeah, I was just curious about that wall because I was like, good God, that is really green. Now we just got to
Yep.
get you streaming so you can just use your wall as a
The backdrop.
chromatic color, and then you get a free green screen.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, so being a vet, um, every vet has to deal with the VA, and we all experience the good and the bad. But what were your personal experiences dealing with the VA as far as your claim and compensation side, medical treatment, and then overall benefits of sticking or using the VA for, and direct this towards new veterans or younger soldiers that don't quite know about the VA Veterans Affairs?
Well, starting off, I think what I had a smooth process with the VA, I guess, because my med board, because the VA is also involved in the process of that. So the transition into the VA was really smooth. The biggest problem that, well, one of the problems I had initially was my primary physician. I used to go to Scott and White Hospital to their pain clinic, and they managed my medication for pain. And then wasn't able to work. My wife lost her job at the time, and I was like, okay, I'll just go straight to the VA. And the VA primary, when I was like, hey, these are the medications I was on, and she looked at me like I was a drug addict
Oh,
because one of the meds I was hydrocodone.
oh yeah,
And she's like, you ain't getting that. I'm like, okay, whatever. Then what can we do? And, um, they'd put me on some low grade stuff. I mean, I've been downgraded to Tylenol now, but
lucky you. I say lucky because as far as the choice of being and able, the ability to be downgraded to Tylenol.
yeah, I'm kind of pissed because Tylenol doesn't do squat for me. Um, well, my last provider, she was very dismissive.
Oh yeah.
Um, I was like, look, I'm having severe pain, knee, hip. I've had 5 surgeries on my left leg. Had surgery on my right shoulder, and then I got bulging discs in my neck. So I have my good days and my really bad days.
Mm,
And yeah, it's like they don't want to help with that.
yeah.
They're like, well, you can go get a TENS unit. That didn't work. I tried they have this little ear acupuncture thing. I tried that. Didn't work. But that's the only struggle I've been having is them helping me to deal with the pain because I can't function.
Mm,
I got screws in my hip, and plus the surgeries never really fixed the problem.
yeah.
So I have that pain, and then I'm starting to get arthritis,
Ooh.
the good old man stuff.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, the VA's been beneficial. Like I said earlier, the mental health part has been really good.
Well, that's good to hear. All right, and then as far as like again directed towards newer soldiers and vets that are just getting into the VA, what's some advice that you would give someone if they kind of walked up to you and asked you about the VA? What's some good advice that you would prescribe to those new VA patients?
Well, for any vet or service member, even if you have a small rating to a huge rating, I recommend going to them anyways. Get the ball rolling, get established, because you never know. Like me, I end up not being able to work anymore, and then my wife lost her job, and we had no medical insurance. Then the VA was still there for me. So I recommend just getting the ball rolling. Make sure you have everything documented in your medical records.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else, but I think that's about it.
Man, a few words here, people.
Yeah, my bad.
No, don't be, because I actually got one final question before we wrap this up. So one thing that me and you kind of talked about is an event, a Comic-Con in your area next year that would be an official first kind of uh, face to face with an outlining community and the Comic Con in your area. What
Hmm.
kind of made you think of that idea and that we would be available? And if you are willing to talk about the event and let people know where it is and what to go look for so that they could meet us potentially.
Well, for one, it's the Bell County Comic Con here in Texas. It's in Belton, Missouri, or Belton, Texas. Sorry. Uh, and I used to go to it with my kids.
Mm.
My and so it was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I geeked out. Uh, there's a lot of people there. Plus, it's near Fort Hood, so there's plenty of vets that go in there, and that'll be a really good area to, for one, get to the younger people and let them know we're here and we're a gaming community and help with mental health. And I just found out, you remember Nav Father?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He lives right up the road from me.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm going to get with him, see if he wants to join the booth.
Hell yeah. Because we are partnered with CTG, which is Combat Tested Gaming, and CTG is a derivative of the VFW, which is Veterans of Foreign Wars.
So I was thinking to get with him so we can have both represented there. And plus, I think it'd be fun to get out with the public, get the word out. Because every time I get a door-to-door salesman, I give them my pitch. Hey, I'm with Troa. I'm with the gaming community. Check us out. Here's our website.
Practicing. There you go.
So
Anybody
yeah,
ever actually consider it?
oh yeah. There's one kid came up. I think he's the one that sold me my Verizon. We were sitting there talking about games. What's your favorite game? His favorite game, and we just sat there for like 30 minutes just talking about video games. And then he got into a sales pitch, and then I got into my sales pitch. So
Nice.
there's also a CBD store up the road. They get my stuff to help with sleep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I was talking to the guy that ran it, and he's a gamer, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we get soldiers in here all the time." So I gave him Art Troa's information, website, and all that. And so he said he'd pass the word on. So every time I get
Nice.
a chance, I try to pass the word,
Oh yeah, and
get
that's
more
all we
people.
can do. It's like you talk about the CBD store. It's like the vape store that me and my wife go to. One of the main clerks there, he was also a streamer on Twitch, and I kind of passed. She passed the word to him, and he came by one of my streams not too long ago. So that was kind of fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you. Oh, by the way, when are we planning on trying to have a booth? And of course, we'll give updates as it gets closer to the time so everybody can come check us out. But
The Bell County Comic Con is every August. I don't remember the exact date it starts, but as soon as I get more information, and I think it's like 2 months out, you can request a booth, 2 or 3 months out.
yeah, so that will be 2026, August 2026. And stick around for details. What we will do is we'll continue to update if we ever have physical events that we're going to be attending. Also, once we get the website updated, we'll have it plastered in the events tabs there as well, and also on our Discord. So make sure you come check all those out. Links will be in the description of the podcast. And yeah. Well, thank you, Scott, for this wonderful time. And I wish you the best in your position, of course, because you are definitely my right hand when it comes to the organization. And I have been relying heavy on you with the Discord and digital side of the organization. So thank you.
Cool. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, like I said, make sure you check out all the lovely links in the description, and we'll catch you next time when we get episode 6 recorded. Take it easy, everybody. Today's the day during the day before everything else. We need to get this done.
It will be done.
It will be done.
Brain fart.